Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you how to make a homemade ice pack that doesn't leak. And all that you'll need is a sponge, just like this, and a sealable bag. And in my case, I'm using a very simple ziploc bag. So the first step is to take the sponge and run it and turn the water on and put the sponge under the water and allow the sponge to soak up the water. So what I like to do is I like to squeeze the sponge and release it underneath the water, and this allows the water to get into the sponge rather than just on the sponge. So just allow the sponge to soak up as much water as possible. Okay, now I'm going to turn the water off, and as you can see, the sponge has soaked up water. It is dripping right now. So the next step is to take the sponge and put it into the sealable bag. And I'm actually going to put my camera down for this so I can use both hands. Alright, so as you can see, I am taking the sponge and I am putting it in the bag. And now I'm going to seal the bag just like that. And I like to get out as much air as possible before completely sealing it. So I'm just going to release some of the air and finish sealing the bag. Now the next step is to take this bag with the sponge in it and put it in the freezer. So I'm going to do that right now. We're going to walk over to the freezer, open the freezer up. It's kind of packed right now. And I'm just going to place the sponge inside of the bag up here. And now I'm going to let it sit in the freezer until the sponge is completely frozen. So I will be back shortly. Alright, now that I have given the sponge enough time to completely freeze, I'm going to take it out of the freezer and show you the homemade ice pack that I have created. So once again, here's the sponge, and it is completely frozen, as you can hear. So now that, let's just go over to the sink just because it's a little bit easier to see. So now that the sponge has completely frozen, it is an ice pack. It is extremely cold and it feels just like an ice pack. Now the cool thing about this homemade ice pack is that when it starts to thaw out, so when the ice starts turning to water, rather than getting in the bag and potentially leaking anywhere, the sponge will absorb the water as the ice melts. So it will not leak. And it's literally that simple. As you can see in this video, making a homemade ice pack that doesn't leak is actually really simple. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.